Hey guys, welcome to another video after what is probably well over a month now, which I apologise for. I've just been really busy again this month, but if you stay tuned, I am heading towards the Monaco Grand Prix at the end of next month, so I should be able to get some decent content around Formula One and the atmosphere, and of course the many supercars that will be around during the time. Anyway, back to this video. If you've been watching my channel recently, you know that I've moaned about the tyres. Moaning, not really moaning, I think it's come across as moaning. That wasn't really the intention. But anyway, I've changed the Continentals and I've replaced them with some Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. For any of my British viewers that are interested, I got these tyres from online from a place called Black Circles. You just throw it into Google. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way. It's just, you know, I'm Asian. I just looked for the absolute best price plus any discount I could get, and you know, as well as finding a good price for them anyway, managed to get, I think, if you buy two tyres. If you buy two Michelin tyres, you get 50 quid off. You buy a full set, you get more, 40 quid, something like that. I'd avoid doing it at a main dealer because, well, first off, you'll pay more for the tyres than if you were to find them yourself, and then, yeah, the fitting cost as well. Each tyre worked out to about £170, which, you know, for some very good quality tyres, I think, you know, not just for this Mercedes CLA 45, but you know, the Pilot Sport 4S's are the tyres of choice for sports cars and supercars alike, obviously just in different sizes. I mean, if you're really lazy, I'll leave a link down below. Like I said, I'm not paid to advertise this or anything, it's just what I happen to have found at the time. Oops. Why should you care about what tyres you put on your sports car, or any car for that matter? Well, when it comes to performance, apart from obviously doing an engine upgrade, ECU remap, turbo, whatever, you know, basically a power upgrade, the biggest difference you can make in terms of performance is the tyres. You know, a good set of tyres, softer, stickier, you know, you're going to have so much more cornering grip. And the A45, CLA 45s, GLA 45s as well, for whatever reason, they used to come standard with the Dunlop Sport Maxxis something, which as a tyre they just weren't very good. They're, compared to other performance tyres, they're actually quite a hard compound, and you know, simply put, the harder the compound, the less grip you're going to have. Obviously the downside to that is, you know, softer tyres not going to last as long, which, I mean, that could be why they put them on, or they had a special deal with Dunlop, who knows. But you know, I would advise to try and get rid of the Dunlops as quick as possible. That's a nice Huracan. I mean, I've had Continentals as well, the Continentals Sport Contact 5P, I think it was, which slightly better than the Dunlops, but again, not the best. You know, these Pilot Sport 4S's, very good all-round grip, especially, you know, when you're pushing it, but also they're the best tyres in wet conditions, and I live in the UK and it's wet most of the time, so you know, if you're in mainland Europe, these Michelins are probably the best tyres you can get for this car. And you know, it's not really going to break the bank. They're not that much more expensive than the equivalent, you know, if you were to just stick to Dunlops, Continentals. I think they're like £10–15 more per tyre, which at the end of the day isn't the end of the world, especially, you know, if you're driving a car like this. tyres that I had on before were pretty much borderline, almost illegal. And obviously you're not ragging the car 24/7 on normal roads in terms of leaning on the tyre or anything like that, but what you do notice is that when you accelerate from a standstill, the tyres do slip a bit more, and it's quite apparent in the wet. And considering, you know, this is four-wheel drive, normally you can absolutely bury your foot on the accelerator and, you know, you're not going to struggle for traction or anything like that, it'll just go. But as I was nearing the end of life on the other tyres, you know, traction control would step in, and there was a lot more slip. What else? Obviously there's the safety issue. You know, you risk, if you do run them really low, you run the risk of a blowout. What else? In the wet, you're going to have, in the wet there's less tyre on the road. You know, the treads are a lot lower, and so you risk aquaplaning. And from a more technical side of things, you know, if you were pushing the car, say on a track or anything like that, when you've got a tyre that's nearing the end of its life, there's less physical rubber to actually warm up and maintain that heat. So what you find is that you spend more time warming the tyre up compared to a brand new tyre that's, you know, it's got a lot more depth and physical material. The tread blocks also move around more when you lean on them, which in turn generates more heat, which is important for, you know, if you're tracking a car, whether it's this or something else. You know, that extra amount of time that you need to take to actually warm the tyres up, you're actually cooking the brakes. And, you know, this car doesn't have carbon ceramic brakes, you can't even option them, so you've got to be wary of brake fade. But I imagine most of you aren't going to be tracking your car that often. If you are, good on you. But yeah, those are the main differences between an old tyre and a fresh tyre. Also, another thing to note, when the tyre's absolutely brand new, you're not going to have maximum grip straight away. With a new tyre, you do have like a shiny protective coat over the top, very much like a racing car, and it's in, you know, the first 100 or so miles, they're not going to be at optimum grip levels, but after that, that's, you know, you're going to get the tyre at its best. Anyway guys, as always, thanks for watching. Do make sure to hit the notification bell thingy so you can actually know when my videos come out, because YouTube's got a bit haywire in recent months. And do make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you in the next video, which will probably be from Monaco, to be honest, not too sure.